Alright, my subjects, your attention please. Kevin!
Yeah?
Get in here! You missed your entrance!
Oh, sorry, I was watching the game. Hey there!
Hey,
How are you?
the show?
It's a Lin-Manuel show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the
Heights? No.
Oh.
But it is 3 words.
Don't know.
It's,
You stumped me for the first time.
Because we're talking about football, clearly,
It's...
Bring It On, that has cheerleaders.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Yeah, you know, not a lot of shows written about football.
No, but there are, not written about, but there are shows that have football in it.
Yes, such as?
Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
That's right, that's right. That's a good one too. And we could have talked about that.
And maybe someone should write the Patrick Mahomes musical.
Ooh, well,
yeah.
I like, maybe you should write the Patrick Mahomes.
Maybe, we'll talk about that.
See if we can apply for a grant from said subject.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay,
I think that's a great idea.
Whew, that is a big old butt.
That is a big old butt. That is a big old butt.
I like big butts, being online.
Is that from the show too? Okay.
You don't know that one?
I don't, you've stumped me today.
Oh my
Twice.
goodness.
What's that from?
We know how to stump Kevin.
What's that from?
It was a rap song.
Oh.
Baby Got Back?
Oh, well, I definitely
I'm asking
would
someone
not
younger
know.
than me who's holding the camera. You don't know that one? Maybe,
I know.
maybe next choir practice.
Maybe next choir practice.
that out.
How about we cook? What
Oh,
are you making?
all right.
What are you making?
Well, since we're talking about football and fun food to have, if you can have people over safely to watch a game, family member, whatever.
Right.
So I'm going to do white chili and cornbread.
Oh, that sounds great.
Now, did you live
Looks
here?
like you've got a really intricate recipe for your
Hey
cornbread.
now. How did you live here when we had Tippin's?
Not the restaurant, but
the
you know, I
pies.
do see the pies every time I go to the grocery
Tippin's
store.
had a big restaurant, a couple of them, and they were known for their cornbread. And this is how you rip off Tippin's cornbread.
Oh, so that's not their box there.
This is not their box. You get a Jiffy cornbread mix. You get a Jiffy. I'm sure you've made their cake before. Who hasn't? No, I think it's only made to make this cornbread. So it's 1 box of the yellow cake mix and 1 box of the corn.
I don't think I've ever seen the yellow
Well,
corn.
let me tell you.
There we go.
So you put those in, okay?
We're diving right in. You
We're
don't care what
diving
I'm making, huh?
Huh?
You don't care what I'm making, huh?
We'll get to that. Saw the promo, right? Okay. 1 egg.
Is that room temperature egg or does it matter?
Yes.
Oh, okay, it does matter.
It always helps, doesn't it?
I think so.
It increases in volume. Then you've got 1/3 cup of milk, 1/3 cup of water, and 1/4 cup of oil. That's all in here. Okay?
All the wet ingredients.
All the wet. And then you're just gonna mix it up.
Yeah.
It's so easy, but I like cornbread. I love cornbread, but when you add cake to it, I'm interested.
I think it doesn't become cornbread when you add cake to it.
There's corn mix in here. Now I always use a whisk. You know, it's kind of, cornbread can be a little lumpy sometimes. So
But that's okay for cornbread.
yes.
Yeah, because
maybe one of the reasons I don't love it.
well, you always say, at least when I make cornbread, they say just mix the ingredients.
Just lightly mix.
It doesn't have to be smooth.
But don't you think that makes it a little lumpy?
Oh, you can't do cornbread wrong for me. My favorite cornbread is Mexican cornbread.
Well, then I can't wait till you try this.
Oh, I can't either.
Okay, so
Does it
now
have frosting with it?
no, it
No
could
frosting.
go. So now you have to let the batter rest for at least 5 minutes.
Okay.
I don't know why. I'm sure it's science. So we're gonna let that rest.
Okay.
And while that's resting, I'm gonna start my chili.
Okay. Let me get rid of your
Thank
garbage.
you, Chef.
Let me move out of your way.
White chili. So
You done with this?
I am.
Okay.
I am. So I've got a chopped onion and some garlic, and I've already got my olive oil heating. Look, Kevin is a green and I'm a blue. I brought my stock pot from home. So well, here goes the sizzle. You ready? Whoa! That is so nice.
So this white chili is made with pork, the other white meat,
Chicken.
chicken,
El pollo.
el pollo. Nice.
So we're going to saute our onion and garlic.
Okay.
Get soft. Now I've cooked up some chicken thighs.
Oh, you've already pre-cooked them?
I pre-cooked them.
You love those chicken thighs, don't you?
I am a chicken thigh girl now because
Yeah.
it's just got, it's moisture, it's meatier.
I agree.
The flavor's better. Boneless, skinless chicken thighs.
Well, now since you can get the boneless, skinless, I mean, that takes a lot of the work out.
It sure does.
Yeah.
So these I got at Costco. You could do chicken breasts. I dare say you could buy a rotisserie chicken, debone it, chop it up, throw it in. It's going to have more seasoning probably that way.
But the secret is it's pre-cooked before it goes into the chili.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I like mine pre-cooked. Absolutely. Gotcha. Okay. So we're going to so I got that.
Okay.
We're going to add black beans.
Oh, you and your beans. You love beans.
Protein. More protein.
So
Those
good.
are drained. Strained and drained. And then this is a lot of cans, but we've got Rotel. Now you can get these mild, medium, or hot. I'm kind of a mild girl. And if you really wanted it, you could throw in jalapenos.
Oh, nice.
You know, if you wanted that. Then I've also got just diced tomatoes.
I think that's the best choice, don't you?
I think it is. Tomato sauce. Green chilies. Chopped green chilies. And then my spice blend, which is salt, pepper, cumin, oregano, and some red pepper flakes. A little bit of heat, not too crazy with that.
Super.
Yeah. So really, this comes together pretty quickly. And I would say one of the nice things is put it all together, throw it together, and let it simmer before your guests arrive. And, you know, let all those flavors commingle.
What do you serve with it as far as, like, you know, regular chili, cheese, and crackers, and all that?
Really, all the same things. And I've got sour cream, tortilla chips, avocado, all the good tasty things.
Excellent.
A little shredded cheese. Just throw all that. You can put those all out and then have people add what they want.
That's what I like. Let people do it the way they want. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
just put that pot out there and away you go.
Some people like this, a little of that, and that's what makes it so good. Okay.
And then everybody can watch the game. And you can eat when you want to.
And that's the thing. You can make this ahead of time, have it ready to go.
There's nothing worse than being at a party and you have to do all the work in the kitchen while people are having a good time.
Everybody's having fun. So this is definitely, and the cornbread, you could, you know, just keep it warm in the oven. You can have it ready to go too.
Yep.
Okay, so this is getting soft and it's starting to smell good.
Oh, it
I'm
smells
going to
great.
throw in the chicken. Oh, hello, camera. I'm ready for my close-up.
My jig is not working good.
2 cans of black beans.
Those have not been pre-cooked, right? Well, I mean, they were cooked in
They were in the can, in the can. And they were drained and rinsed. But then all the tomato stuff goes in just with all the juices.
Excellent.
Okay. I love these green chilies. Tomato sauce. Let me get my little... So we want to get all that goodness in there.
That looks delicious.
And then, then I'll go the spices.
Now, if you wanted to do just all white, could you use like white beans, cannelloni beans?
Yeah, you know, I'm thinking with the tomatoes, it's probably going to make it red. But yeah, as far as like the meat and the beans, you could do garbanzo, cannellini, anything.
It's another template, kind of like last week.
Really, chili is kind of a template.
It's a template.
And the same with the spice. If you wanted to put in the spicy stuff, you can. Then I'm going to eyeball this, but 2 to 3 cups of your chicken broth. And you probably find this as your chicken or as your chili cooks and it gets thicker. You just can always add some more broth. Some people like it soupier than others. I like mine kind of hearty. So
I do too.
about 2 cups. And, ooh, that looks good. But the longer it simmers and cooks,
here so you can see
the
it.
more those spices and the layers of flavor are going to develop.
I sometimes like to make my chili the day before. And then put a little extra, like if it calls for 3 cups of the juice or the broth, then I put 4 cups in, so it can cook out, and then it's at the right consistency when you use it the next day.
That's a very good point. Yeah, and then it just lets all those flavors melt together.
Yeah.
Okay, so now my cornbread has been resting for at least 5 minutes, and I sprayed the bottom of my pan and just pour it in.
So you've got what, like a...
Now normally you would make this in an 8x8. This is,
okay,
as I do a half a recipe, because by the magic of doing this, I will show you a finished one. Normally it's in an 8x8 pan.
Great. Or you could do it in if you're going to tailgate, you could do it in a round pie plate.
Yes.
And then you can just toss it when you're done with it.
Absolutely.
Always looking for those easy cleanups.
There you go. And here's the thing. So we're going to bake it at 400 for 10 minutes and then turn the oven down to 350. I think it's a nice little crispy
crust on it.
Crust on it.
Nice.
Okay. And there you have it.
Super.
It's going in the oven. Okay, and the chili's going to simmer.
So you're done for the day.
I'm finished, so I'm gonna head home. No, I'm gonna teach you all about Bring It On, because I know you can't wait.
You can do that while I'm working on the pulled pork. So we're gonna make pulled pork. I used to be really scared of pulled pork because it just seems like it's a hard thing to do.
I'm a little afraid of it.
Yeah, but you know, it's really very, very easy. And once I learned how to do it and learned the spices and how, you know, it all goes together, it's so easy and I make it all the time. Okay, and you can always get these really cheap. Like this whole thing was like $9, $10. Yeah, I got it at Sam's for $1.35 a pound, something like that.
Then that's a bargain.
Yeah, so this recipe is good for anywhere from, I'd say, 8 to 12 pound pork butt.
Okay, and is that about what that is?
This is about a 9-pound pork butt.
Okay.
And the nice thing about pulled pork is that it feeds an army. I mean,
what does it say? How many people is that going to feed?
Well, lots.
At least 12.
Oh, at least 12. At least 12. And if you use slider buns, which we're going to use, I mean, you can make it go even further. Okay. And if you have a good pot of chili and cornbread, you really don't need anything. You can feed,
I bet, 30 people.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. So what we're going to do, this kind of it takes a couple of days or a day or so to do, but we're going to condense it all into our
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to take the pork, we've washed it, and we want to dry it so it's really dry so the spices will adhere to it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little tip right there. Like, would you call this a rub?
Yes, I'm making a rub for it. Now, the other thing you need to notice about the pork butt is that one side has this fat cap on it, okay? And the other side is just meat. And when we
I find in the winter, I get a little fat cap on me. I don't know about you people.
Well, we'll just pat it dry.
We'll pat it dry and put a rub on it and see what happens in the spring.
The important thing about the fat cap is that you want to make sure that you put the fat cap up when you cook it. And do you know why you do that?
Is that so like the fat is going to melt into it and you don't want it sitting?
Yeah, if you turn it this way, the fat goes to the bottom and you don't get any of the goodness.
All that fat to
because
permeate.
There's no other fat in a piece of pork anywhere.
Well, no. It's a pretty lean meat.
It is pretty lean. Okay, so we're going to work on our dry rub here.
That is so pretty. Look at all those colors. It's like a little painter palette.
I'm going to get a spoon out of here so I can mix it up a little bit. And if you wanted to do this dry rub ahead of time, sometimes like in the wintertime, instead of doing it every time I make a pulled pork, I just make 4 or 5 of them, put them in a little jar, and I'm ready to go.
You know, that would be a great little holiday gift.
It would be a great little holiday
stocking stuffer.
You could give the spice mix to somebody and give me the pork.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is you're like halfway home if you have the spice mix. Because anybody can go to the store and get this.
Exactly. And
pat it dry, give it a little bath, pat it dry. But then you've got your spices, you pop it on.
And that's basically it.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, that's a nice little idea.
Yeah. So we have half a cup of brown sugar, light or dark, doesn't really matter. We've got 2 tablespoons of chili powder. Dump that in there. We've got 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika.
We've talked about smoked paprika and that smell.
Yes, and this would be a good time to go to Pensy's if you're looking for spices. We've got 1 tablespoon of onion powder.
Okay.
We've got 2 teaspoons of black pepper. And we've got 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. And that's our rub.
You know, I know we were at Penzeys after we did our farmer's market, and you can just call in, and they will have your order sitting outside if you don't want to go inside.
Downtown Overland Park.
And risk anything. And you know what I've been wanting are mustard seeds.
Oh, huh?
So good in different things.
Do you have the faith of a mustard seed?
Yes.
Good.
I try to.
That's very good.
I try to, but yeah, I mean, it's such a great store.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna break the up just a little bit with my fingers because it's gonna get all over my hands anyway.
Right.
All right, we're gonna go with that. Yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna get.
Okay. Smells good.
Smells good.
All right, now here's another little secret that I have learned. We are going to put our pork butt on a piece of saran wrap because this is going to go in the refrigerator overnight, so the spices can go into it.
Aha! So you could make the pork the day before, you can make the chili the day before.
Yes.
And then like let your chili reheat and then cook this all day. Is that what happens?
Yes. Yeah, I'll show you in just a second. But what we want to do with the rub is we want to make sure that we have enough for the sides. And I try to get a good, once over with everything first, and then if we have any left over, we go back.
Yeah, you want to get all those sides.
All those sides. Let's see why I use the saran wrap, because it catches everything.
Yes.
Well, that I don't toss.
Here, hold your hand out.
Yeah, just go ahead and put it right there. Perfect. Yeah. And what I like about this rub is you get the sweet and the spicy.
Yes.
All right. So it's a big butt, so we're going to take this here.
And you cannot lie.
We're going to cut that off.
Oh, yes. I have to make sure you got plenty.
Okay, I got plenty. All right, then we're going to turn.
We're going to turn.
Do the same thing, put it on the bottom. There we go. Wrap it up just like that.
Wrap it up. I'll take it. Oh!
Oh. There it is.
Wow.
Already go. We wash our hands off.
And that just like pushes it all in, doesn't it? All the spices.
It does do.
And it goes in the fridge.
Wait a second now.
But wait, there's more.
She likes to take over a recipe, doesn't she?
Get out of my way.
Here's some more secrets for you, my dear.
Tell me some more secrets.
Put the pork on a tray like this because what do the spices do to the meat?
Are they gonna make it cry?
Yes, it's going to draw some of the juices out of it.
Piggy's gonna cry.
Yeah, and if you don't, I've learned from experience, if you don't put it on the tray, it's going to make a mess. So make sure it's on a tray.
Another secret.
This needs to sit for at least 4 hours, but I like to do it overnight. Okay, so I'm just going to put it over here.
All right, we're gonna.
So I can put it right in the refrigerator.
Look at that.
Yep.
Clean.
Thank you.
So Kevin, you said bring it on. You didn't know much about it.
No, I don't.
But you knew. Oh, you have more to do.
I do. Where were my?
All right, we'll talk about it later.
All right, we're gonna take this out of the oven. Can you smell it?
This is what happens after.
Yes. This has been in a 300-degree oven for 7 hours.
That's called low and slow, ladies and gentlemen.
I also.
Look at that crackly little.
Yes.
Oh.
I also have 3 yellow onions that I've cut up in the bottom there that you can put into the pork.
And did you add anything else, or is this just all the juicy, saucy stuff that pig gave us?
Saucy stuff.
Oh my.
That's the pork butt.
It is so. Is that crispy?
That's the. What is that on the top, Barb?
The fat cap.
The fat cap. That is the fat cap.
Cap.
Not fat cat. Yeah. So now all you do is you just take the pork.
Look at your little meat claws.
Pull it out.
That's like another superhero. I'm meat claws.
That's right. And you just pull it apart.
I'm Wolverine.
Yes, I am.
Look at that.
Isn't that great?
Because that's hot, so you don't want to get your hands anywhere near that.
What I usually do is...
What happens with that fat cap?
Well, it makes a nice snack, but I just push it off to the side like that. And then look at that.
It's kind of done its job, hasn't it?
It has done its job.
It's
and look, it's just all, it's all in there. All right, while I'm pulling, let's talk about...
I wish we had smell-o-vision, because this is just out of this world.
While I'm pulling, let's talk about the show.
Oh, finally. Okay, bring it on. And you mentioned Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I did mention that.
He helped with the music and the lyrics, along with Tom Kitt and Amanda Green. And Jeff Whitty did the book. And how many, out of those people I listed, how many Pulitzer Prizes do you think have been won?
By those people? 4. No, not 4.
See, I
5?
thought it was impressive to say 2.
That is, well, 1 is impressive.
1 is impressive. And Lin-Manuel Miranda
has
the Pulitzer Prize for, not for Bring It On. Surprisingly, I know, Bring It On did not win any Pulitzer Prizes. And he won it for Hamilton. Tom Kitt won it for Next to Normal.
Oh, yes he did.
Yeah. And so pretty heady company. And those of you that are fans of Hamilton will recognize the choreographer for Bring It On, which is Andy Blankenbuehler.
Yes.
So clearly they know each other and have worked together. It got pretty good reviews. It only did a limited run on Broadway.
Why don't you tell those that are not as familiar with it as you are about what it's about?
It's about cheerleading, and I think the wonderful thing about the show, and I saw the national tour, and I was like, Bring It On, okay. I thought it was kind of delightful. A cheerleader, and then she gets transferred to another school that doesn't have cheerleading, and she has to form a team and take them to nationals. But really, it's about being kind to each other, and it's about accepting each other, and that winning is not the most important thing. The relationships and how you treat people are the most important thing. And I think that is a great message for a show.
I want to show one last thing on my pulled pork.
Oh, look at, you can see, I bet you can see all that smoke coming up.
It's a shame that you don't get all the meat off. Look at that. That's all that's left of that.
The only person I know who can pick a bone cleaner than that is my dad with a chicken wing. And I'm speaking the truth.
So it's basically, it's about a 9-pound pulled pork, and you get basically 9 pounds of meat out of it.
You do. And you just shred it.
Just shred it up like that?
I can just keep shredding if you want to do a little slaw.
How about you do that?
How about we do that?
Now we can also take the onions if we want to and put in there.
I think that's a great idea. I'm going to do that.
You just put it on your sandwich. Now some people like slaw with on their sandwich, so that's why I thought I'd pull the slaw recipe out, and it's so easy. It's kind of like the cuppa recipe. From what shows that, which has nothing to do with
football. We talk about that all the time, Steel Magnolia.
Actually, that does have something to do with football.
That's right.
Are those uniforms gray auberge?
Pink and pink.
Pink and pink. All right, so it's 4 ingredients for the slaw dressing.
Let's talk about that. I'm going to put onions.
And it's equal. It doesn't matter how much you use, it's equal of everything. So I've used a 1/4 cup of everything. So it's a 1/4 cup of good mayonnaise. And what word do we not have in it?
No miracle.
No miracle. It's a 1/4 cup or equal proportion of evaporated milk.
Evaporated
milk. A 1/4 cup of white vinegar. And a 1/4 cup of sugar. Sugar.
Oh, that is easy.
Yeah. And if you have more slaw, and this is probably too much dressing for this little amount of slaw that I put in there, you just mix it together. I usually use a whisk because of the mayonnaise. And then if I make too much, I put it in a little Tupperware thing or something.
You can save that.
Save it, and then you just shake it then.
I put in some of the onions and some of that good stuff from the bottom of the pan.
Now there's no barbecue sauce on that because some people like it without barbecue sauce, but I've got some barbecue sauce here that I'm going to put on mine because I don't really care for slaw on my sandwich. I
don't want it on my sandwich.
Yeah.
I would love it as a side.
That's what I do.
And I don't get slaw much anymore. My family doesn't like it, but I grew up eating coleslaw, and I love it. My mom made great coleslaw.
Slaw is big in North Carolina.
Now, I was going to say, is that kind of a Carolina thing where you put the slaw?
Yes, it is.
Now, are you putting any like celery seed in there?
You can. That recipe doesn't call for it. I have another recipe that has mustard and celery seed in it.
No, that's speaking to me.
This one is just so easy. Now, see, there's a lot of dressing down there.
Yeah.
If you're going to put it on the sandwich, you want to make sure that you drain it off so it's mostly dry. So I'm going to make it with it on there, and then just to show you what it's like.
Okay. And I'm going to scoop up some of that chili.
All right. I use slider buns because really that's about the size of a burger you should be eating. We've got a hand with our portions.
Yes. Portion control. It's really all about portion
I'm going to
control.
get some.
That looks. If I do say so myself, this looks delicious.
Well, this looks pretty good too, my dear. So we'll pile that up. I'm going to put some barbecue sauce on here. This is just any brand that you want to use.
You can make that yourself?
I did not make this myself.
That's beautiful.
I spent all my time pulling today. And then...
I'm learning about Bring It On.
Yeah, if you just want to...
Oh, you're going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
Are you going to eat that?
I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it. You said you were going to do it. I didn't know if you were going to eat it.
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
We're going to taste it in
And
just a
I'm
second.
going to show my cornbread came out of the oven.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That. And see that nice crispy top? That's from cooking it at the 400. Nice piece of that.
Yum, yum, yum. Look at that. Now all we need is a Chiefs win.
Well, stick around till Sunday. We're playing a team that has not won yet, so I like our odds. Pick that little piece there.
Okay. Nice cross between cake and cornbread.
It's nice.
It's a nice cross.
It's a nice cross.
Let me get a spoon and a fork, and we'll taste the pork and the soup.
That's so good. And you know, you've got some friends over with or without masks. If you know if they're family, you come over.
Let's do this.
Oh, bring that over.
we'll close our episode
Holy
here.
moly. We're going to be eating this for a while.
Let's taste the soup.
Let's taste this. Now, I haven't put any little things on top. Now, it's really hot, so.
Well, we've done hot before.
Careful. Be careful.
I feel good. That was good.
All right, now cumin. I love that in there.
I love that. So good.
That's got a little kick.
It does.
I kind of went crazy with those red flakes, and it's also hot.
I'm going to try a piece of the pulled pork. I'm telling you, folks, easy. Easy, easy, easy.
Easy.
And look, you've got food for a long time.
I was going to say it like melts in your mouth. That must be from the fat cap.
That's why, this is why I don't put the barbecue sauce in it. Because it tastes so good.
It does. It's delicious.
You really don't need it.
Oh my goodness. Gosh, okay, what's up next?
Can you believe that it's November? It's November.
It's November.
There's a big cooking holiday coming up, I hear. That would be Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I have to step aside and cough.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do next episode is we're going to do Thanksgiving sides. Now, I'm not talking...
That's really what makes Thanksgiving.
Oh, I agree. But we're not talking mashed potatoes and green beans and corn. We're going to give you some new ideas for holiday sides that you can use at Thanksgiving. You can use it at Christmas.
Yes.
Anytime you want to do it. So from here to the end of the year, we're doing all holiday stuff.
Yay!
Yeah.
We're like the Hallmark Channel.
That's right. That's right. So next week, our next episode is going to be Thanksgiving sides.
Thanksgiving sides.
And then we've got some fun stuff for December for you. So it's been great to be with you today to relive the Chiefs Super Bowl victory. Looking forward to next year's Super Bowl victory. Just remember, make stuff that's easy for football parties. Make sure it's stuff that you don't have to be in the kitchen with. Enjoy the game. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your food.
Enjoy your food. See you next time.
Bye.